Hi guys, welcome to this what is new video. ArcoLinux releases ISOs every month, right? And with it comes an article and 2 videos. So we have releases for 2024 and all the releases. We're already 7 years old and I see I need to release or refresh the cache. It's still there, the cache. So let's purge this URL and refresh. This is June. Look at the date. We're almost July. So there's an article for July popping up. 2 things in this article. The new things, we discuss it. A video how to stay rolling and a video. That's this one. What is new? Now, we have made major change, right? ArcoNet, Arco Pro and Arco Plasma. Arco Pro is an almost identical translation from ArcoLinux D, so that's easy. The Arco Plasma is more or less the ArcoLinux B Plasma, but minimal, less invasive, less applications, just the default from Plasma. No design, right? Tweaking and rising, it's all up to you. But you can install Arco Plasma, the full-fledged Plasma with meta packages in the advanced. So there's also always the possibility to get more, right? What we've done is put our focus on ArcoNet. ArcoNet is for 90, if not almost 95% of the people, right? Because there are 2 things: simple installation, easy installation, which gives you XFCE, which is valid, very good desktop, and then you combine it with an i3, BSPWM, awesome, and you always have a fallback. You have a tiling window manager, or maybe OpenBox, which is something in between, and other things. There are other desktops, 30-ish desktops you can try out. And you can try it out with ATT, the ArcoLinux tweak tool, afterwards. Anyway, you can run it, install it, use ChatWM like I've done here. We've made some videos in the month of June about ChatWM, how to get it. So we're going over a list of videos. Here we have 18 videos already talking. Let's use ArcoNet, let's use Advanced, let's GNOME, let's get FVWM3, DWM, Dusk, IceWM, DK, Deeping. We're going down the list and we'll continue making videos. And each time I focus on something else, right? Each time I talk about gparted here and the mirrors here. And so clean slate, Total Calamares, things gparted, things that I think might be of interest to you to take control over your operating system. So that's that. We're gonna make and continue making videos and go all the way down through the list of all the desktops you can install with ArcoNet. I have to make a series about the ArcoLinux kernel manager, which is a new application that's on your ISO from July. So if you don't have it, if you stay rolling, you type sudo pacman -s ArcoLinux and that's enough, and then tap. These are all the ArcoLinux names, and there is the kernel manager, which is yours, and development is where we try out things, new code, pushes, test it. Code is valid, okay, then it moves to this one. So this is yours, and dev is for us, Fennec, the beta testers, core members, we test it out. So that thing, if you install it, you get a GUI to install Linux, Linux LTS, Zen, Hardened, RT, LTS. This is pure Arch, right? This is type Arch Wiki Linux kernel or something, or kernel. You'll find this is the list from the ArcoLinux repos. But there is also community here, and that will include, for instance, CacheOS. If you have it, we'll show it, and if it's installed, well, of course, it will show you what are the ISO, the kernels that you've installed. It will show them. So you can downgrade, basically. If you go from 696 to 695, it's actually downgrading. And you can say, no, this one is not working for me. I'm gonna go back to the previous one. So as easy as a click on the button will remove one of them and install the other, or add LTS or add Zen or Hardened or any of those guys. But I'll make separate videos soon show you how it's doing or done, right? Now this is a monthly thing. I mean, Calamaris is the backend, is the tool that installs our operating system. It's a free tool. It's always growing and improving, and all the guys are there. Garuda is there, DevOS. We're all kind of helping and rooting and changing code and helping and debugging. And yeah, we just get the latest code and hope that it gets more efficient and gets better, and it improves the installation process, gives us a little bit more, I don't know, stability, choices, and all that. So you can follow it up. If you are an ISO builder, then you certainly need to follow the code, the latest code, and the commits and all that to get to know, hey, what's going on with my installation tool. What I did add in this article, which I think makes sense to share you again, if issues occur, it's often not the fault of Calamaris. It is connections to the internet. Calamaris is connecting, getting packages, and Pacman is the one that's in control of the packages, not Calamaris. So any of the rules that were violated, right, and Pacman says no, won't do it, that's why Calamaris stops, because the installer has rules, has keys, has conflicts, whatever, right? And I've made it clear again in this video that after installation you have a file, you have a log file, and you can have a look, why is application X not installed? And you'll see that there is a conflict with another package, and that's a Pacman rule. It's not a Calamaris rule. It's a Pacman rule, says if you want this and that, sorry, it's either that one or that one, not both. So things like that will come to the surface, and then you know, ah yeah, that's why it won't be installed, or there's an error, or it doesn't exist anymore, right? We've seen packages go away, not on the AOR, not on Arch, it's just gone. So we need to get rid of those packages from Calamaris, and that's what we do on a monthly basis. Check out what packages have moved from AOR to Arch and from Arch to AOR. That's something, well, we'll do on a monthly basis. And then we go and change the Calamaris lineup. All these pages that you get, select this, select that, select this, right? It needs to be updated. Package does not exist anymore. Of course you can't install it. Pacman can't find it. So things like that, maybe this can help you figuring out what's going on. Now we've done a lot of things, smaller things, updates for software RAM, for ArcoLinux Tweak Tool, the ArcoLinux application Glade, Hyperland, Wayfire, and such more, right? I would like to focus a little bit on Hyperland. We are using the Hyperland Git version, which means the very last code. So that means that the very last variables and well, configuration needs to be in order. So we had a little change in here. One line needed another variable, but it needs also a lot of more, well, the very latest of the packages that it relies on. So these guys, all of them are on the repo, that's one, but also are on the very last code of today. So Hyperland works just fine, and Wayfire just fine. But it's these two guys, first of all the Wayland, and second of all, it's cutting edge, right? It's really is the last push to the GitHub, and you're actually testing if these guys, well, did the code, made the code correct, and everything fits together. It's also a little bit of a puzzle. All these things need to be there. If you start building and changing things, yeah, they all need to have the very last commit, very last code, because they're all interlinked. That's the feeling I get after making so many updates already for Hyperland and Wayfire. But they're nice if it works, right? If it works. Last message, important of course, and maybe you are not aware, but I am a teacher. So I teach at the university in Belgium, and that means that the month of May is a very time sensitive, or this kind of time consuming and energy consuming, and it's quite heavy. It's hard, right? So the month of May and the month of June is less development and more maintenance, so to speak, because of the fact that the job just requires that. That means that after this load of work from May and June, there is this need to go into holiday, right? So friends, family, and some me time is why I suggest to everybody in July and August. And the next ISO will be in the beginning of September. So we're taking a few weeks off to replenish our energy and to get back in September with all the energy to go forward with this beautiful project, which is actually not about ArcoLinux. It's learning an operating system based on Arch. Whatever you start with, and I include Endeavor and Garud and all the friends based on Arch, right? You can learn a lot here and apply it on anything Arch based. And that's the goal. It's not promoting ArcoLinux as such as an ISO, but teaching you to be independent of anything. And maybe one day say whatever all these names, I'll just go to ArcoLinux phase 7, and let's go to ArcoLinux, use the ArcoLinux.org ISO, do my thing with it, learn how to install everything, and just create from an ArcoLinux ISO an ArcoLinux system, right? It's possible. The same applies for any of the other ArcoLinux based systems. We call it spices. Changing an Arch Linux install to an ArcoLinux system. It's all about knowledge, packages, configs, and staying in control. That's the goal of ArcoLinux and never has been. The ISOs, whether you can install an operating system with that ISO or not, that's not important, because there are alternatives, right? There are 15, 16 ways to install Arch. Any of these are good. ArcoLinux, Carly, Ariser, ALCI, and this is the ArcoLinux.org ISO, where you type everything, and this is with a script. So all of that is here. We are Arch with what I call spices, and the spices are a configuration from i3, from Awesome, from Hyperland, and stuff like that. But the main thing is you being in control. All right. Cheers, and have a great holiday.